Oftentimes it has rained, and if so, they're standing in mud. And they're out where there's very little light. And it's not sanitary. The structure where they ate was located at a point on their land that was a pretty low point. Subsequently, anytime we had rain, the Sala would flood. It would kind of tilt back into the area where they would do their prep. And they also had beds back there. So it was kind of a corner of this property that probably wasn't the best place to put houses or to put a structure for people to eat in, because it would flood and it would fill with mud, and then the mosquitoes would come. And it was hard. But nobody ever talked about it being hard. The kids never said, this is hard. We never said, this is hard. I think for Ashley and I, most of the time it was, okay, here we go. Let's break out the brooms. Let's start sweeping some of this water out so we don't have to stand in muddy water when you sit down to have dinner. And so that kind of reality, that kind of showing up every day and going through that every day, because inevitably it just kind of rained every day, probably led us to think about, we need to make this better for them. And the structure that they eat in currently, to me and to Ashley and to Matt, is a place that immediately needed to be torn down and rebuilt.
Pam and Ashley approached me about forming an organization not only to provide the practical resources and facilities needed for daily life at the CPDC, but to provide them with the greatest treasure possible, our heart's commitment. The 3L Foundation was born so that they learn how priceless and cherished they are, that they laugh in joy and fellowship despite the decay that surrounds them, that they fear no risk of love, given or received.
Let's do a dining sala. But to expand upon that for Ashley and I, and in talking with Matt, a dining sala was very, very important for us, because it's the place where they take their meals, 3 meals a day. It's the place where, when they come home after school, it's the place where they gather. It's the place where they were going to maybe have shows or performances or hang pieces of art. It's the focal point of the village. Talking with some of the people, realizing that there were no plans for a dining sala, plans for houses and the soccer field and classrooms and kind of an office or administration room, a nursery, but no sala to eat dinner. Coming from my background, spending these past 11 years owning the Produce Pizza, I knew it was our responsibility and our legacy to build this dining sala for them. To make it architecturally stunning. That is what I do. I feed people. I feed people in our restaurant. And to me, this was no different. So let's build a beautiful dining sala. A building that will enfold people, that they will walk in and feel welcome. Let's build a building that these kids can be proud of, because they know it's their building. And there's a kitchen in the back that's equipped with refrigeration and hot water. The structure and the way that we chose to do it, which is a beautiful Thai style and not simply utilitarian looking, is much greater than a simple structure, maybe 3-4 times the amount. But this was a non-issue for us, because when you walk into any one of a Produce Pizza, it's not about utilitarian. It's about being in a space that's beautiful. The 3L Foundation will continue to raise money over the course of the next few months. And everybody who's a part of it can know that they were part of a wonderful project in a small part of the world.
When I left the CPDC village on the day we broke ground for the new dining sala, I saw one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. I pulled my motorbike over, unpacked my cameras, and snapped a few shots before the sun slipped down below the horizon and took its palette of colors with it. As I did so, I could see a traditional Thai-style rooftop in silhouette on the sunset. To see a roof design like the one the dining sala will have upon this canvas of symphonic color was a gift of encouragement that 3L Foundation's dining sala will one day have its own presence on the horizon.
Now we need help. We're asking for your help. For all those who view this video, to think about how they might help financially the 3L Foundation to continue this work. If a one-time donation is what suits you, we appreciate it. If you're in a position to give monthly, we appreciate that as well. Look at our website. Look at the work we're doing. Your money is going to an organization that is wholeheartedly dedicated to get the children of Pattaya off the streets, to remove them from the slums, to bring back their self-esteem and send them to school and show them love and laughter so that someday we can put them back out into the world and they can foster beautiful families and beautiful relationships and never return to the streets or to the slums ever again.
To have the 3L Foundation to be a part of their lives now and to be a part of making it better is what it is so important to me and is what I'm totally committed to, because these children, they don't have a lot to smile about. Their lives thus far have been difficult, to say the least. But there they are. They're out there and they're smiling and they're loving. And the joy that they bring me is hard to even describe. It's life-changing. I guess I could put it that simply. And I love every single one of them. They are remarkable little beings. And I'm so lucky to have them and this as part of my life.
The kids there were as fascinated and curious about me as I was about them. And they showed no fear. Considering what they've been through in their lives, they were more than happy to share themselves and their smiles and their kindness and whatever they had with anybody that was interested in them. And not only were they craving someone to care for them, they wanted someone that they could care for, someone that would receive what they wanted to offer. To have the privilege of telling the story of these kids and their lives and what they have achieved is a real privilege and an honor, and I can't get enough of it.
So it's not just building buildings. It is absolutely changing lives. And we can see it every single time that we're there. Any person who enters that dining sala will be welcome and will be loved and will be fed. And the change and the love that I've been given from these children and from the adults that we've come across has filled up my heart 100 times already. If I don't wake up tomorrow, I will have gone to bed happy and content and full of joy.